Alright, everyone, welcome to the Razorback first look video. So this is the Razorback, the new unit from that's just come out. So this is an anti-infantry air unit with Raider. So arguably the second air unit with Raider, given that the Borka kind of has Raider. So basically it's really expensive. It has really good hit points and DPS. It has more hit points. I'm going to level it up to 5 here so that you guys can see the base stats. 5 is effectively where a unit is at base level. So we'll level up to 5 so we can have a look at its base stats. So it's got more hit points than a Mohawk, which means it'll survive a Phantom. It's got really good DPS. I think that basically this is like a flying chemical buggy for GDI. So, bearing that in mind, we're going to play a deck similar to the Mutant Marauder deck. We're going to play Grenadiers instead of Mutants, and we're going to play Razorback. And we're going to try and play it like the Chemical Buggy Mutant Marauder deck. That deck usually plays Phantom or Banshee for air superiority. We're going to play the Slingshot, because we're already an air deck. And we don't want all of our units to be air units. It's possible this would be better as a Hammerhead, but then all of your units are air and ground, which can be really awkward. We're going to play these two because they're cheap, and we're going to play Orca as our main anti-vehicle unit. I'm not sure what the correct commander is yet. I'm going to start with Jackson because it's good with Grenadiers, but it could definitely be Liang or Strong Arm. Alright, so we're going to play a game on Down the River to start. And we're going to take a look at the Razorback.
Establishing battlefield control.
Alright, so here we are, first game with the Razorback. Let's take a look at it. So we're going up against a Jade player. This is interesting. It might be Chemical Warriors, in which case we can see how the Razorback performs against them. It could be good. So we're on Down the River. We're going to send our Harvester to the top right away. You never want to put Harvester down here. It's much harder to defend, and there's a massive downtime as it crosses to the other Tiberium fields. Our opponent's opened missiles. We've opened rifles. That's pretty good. The opponent has not moved their Harvester. Pretty big misplay, I think. So we're going to just take control of the map and scout out what our opponent is up to. I'm just going to wait now, because there's a chance if he goes into like Chemical Warriors, then we want to be able to immediately make the Razorback. So we want to see what he does. Yeah, he's gone Venom. Okay, so we're going to make our Slingshot. And we're going to back up and hide behind our Slingshot. I guess we'll make another Rifleman. There's some bikes. So we're going to block these from getting to our Slingshot. Like so. And then Slingshot will kill his Venom, and then we take the first missile. Alright, nice. So now we're going to be looking to lose some rifles, probably, so that we can build new units. There are some chems, that's good, because it'll kill our rifles quickly. We're going to send some Grens after these bikes, and then we're going to try and get the Razorback for the Chemical Warriors. Alright, so let's get the Razorback out, and let's take a look at this thing. Alright, so let's boost it and go after these chems. Wow, that is a lot of damage. Holy crap, that is melting them. That is absolutely shredding those guys. Alright, nice. So that was pretty good. Kill off these missiles. See how it does against the bikes. It actually does respectable damage to the bikes, I'd say. Like, it wasn't 0. Let's get the Grens involved. Probably going to need another Slingshot here and a boost. And some more Grens for this tank. And then we'll get Razorback for these chems. So let's rotate around the Grenadiers. And use the Slingshot to protect us against the Venom. Alright, so it's killing them about the same speed that the Venom was killing the Grens. Alright, pretty good. Pretty good. It looks pretty powerful, I have to say. Obviously only the first time playing it, but yeah, it looked pretty strong. Alright, so second game with the Razorback. I've been informed that it does less damage to units if the unit is right below the Razorback, which seems very odd. That must be a bug if so. So we'll try and test that this game. So this time we've chosen a map where Marauder Chuggy is normally very good. Because I want to see if the similar strategy of Grenadier Razorback works. Okay, so my opponent's gone for wheel opening. We're going to back up and get missiles. And then we'll move forward together with these two units. Alright, so we back up a little here. Don't want to fight into that. And we want to stall because our deck's quite expensive. then we'll get second missile.
Ready.
And we'll push into the wheels 2v2. Here comes some bikes. Okay. So we're gonna go after them with the missiles. Wait and see what our opponent does next. Fanatics. Okay, so let's get the Razorback. Alright, so it shreds them completely. Yeah, it does against the wheels. Yeah, not great against the wheels, which is unsurprising, but let's get an Orca. So we're going to try and do Orca Razorback combo, basically. Probably need some Grens here. Seems like we're a little bit weak to the vehicles. Let's boost these Grens and get them in. Seems we're a little weak to bikes, honestly. That's why we have Grens in the deck, though. Get the Razorback over here, see if we can kill these Fanatics in time. We do. Holy crap, that was quick. Alright, so let's see. Is it doing less damage? Yeah, it looks like it stops shooting once it's actually on top of the unit. So that must be a bug. Definitely looked like it just wasn't shooting at all when it was on top of the unit. Alright, so let's back up. We need some pop cap for he really wants to kill my Harvester. I'm not really that fussed about the Harvester, so I'll just let it go. Get the Razorback. Kill these guys off. And then we'll just rebuild Harvester. Then we're going to need Slingshot because he's making a ton of air units. Probably going to need double Slingshot here. Yeah, this deck seems a little weak to bikes, honestly. Because we haven't got a good vehicle that beats them, and Grenadiers are just not a very good unit. So maybe we'll try... I'm not sure, to be honest. Yeah, this isn't going well. These Infernos are going to be a big problem. Inferno bike definitely seems like an issue for me. And the deck is very expensive. Every time I play Grenadiers, I'm amazed at how bad they can possibly be. Like, I always think, oh, Grenadiers can't possibly be that bad, but they're consistently terrible. They really are just, like, one of the worst units in the game, I think. Double Inferno. Definitely gonna need another Razorback soon. Get the Orca for these bikes. That should die to the missiles. And then if we can get onto this pad. Oh, it's gonna be close. Can we take it? Another Orca. The boost. Alright, I think we're gonna take it, boys. Really close game though. Alright, we do manage it. Alright, I don't like Grenadiers very much. I think Grenadiers are just terrible.
Objective complete.
So it did appear as though... It did kind of look like the Razorback just didn't do damage to something when it was flying over it.
Field control.
Alright, here we go with another Razorback deck. This one's a little weird. It was suggested by Volkos, so it's only got one infantry, which is the Rifleman. And it also has dogs. So it's a dog Rifleman Razorback deck. We've got a lot of anti-air with the Hammerhead and the Pitbull. And we're mostly a War Factory centric deck. I think the idea behind this deck is similar to decks that play Wheel and Chemical Buggy as their only anti-infantry. The idea is to basically see if the Razorback can perform all of your anti-infantry duties, I imagine. Once again, the deck is very expensive. Everything costs a lot of money. And we have no answer to an MLRS in our deck. Both our air units don't shoot ground vehicles. So the only way we're going to kill an MLRS is by hitting it with a Predator tank. Which we're going to try and do now. Let's get the healing drone. If we can kill it before it fires again, that'd be amazing. Very nice. Run away. Get some rifles for these missiles. And let's take the dogs down here so we have all the pads. Alright, cool. So we do take first missile.
Building online.
I want to try and get a Razorback out so we can test it. I really think the Razorback's job is going to be as your tier 2 anti-infantry though. So it's not really what you want to use against, you don't really want to use it against missile troops. You want to use it against something bigger than missile troops. Alright, opponent's now gone double MLRS, which is going to be very difficult for us to beat. We don't have any, we don't have any vehicle, we don't have an air that shoots down, so yeah, it's going to be hard to beat. But we'll just wait, and then when he pushes in, we'll move up. Alright, so here we go, he's pushing in. Now we'll move in with everything.
Unit lost.
Alright, we take out one.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Alright, we take out them both. Nice.
Unit ready.
Let's try and get back on these pads before the game ends. Before the missile fires. And then we'll go after the slingshot. Here is a Razorback from the opponent. So we'll hammerhead for that. Didn't really get to make a Razorback this game. There wasn't really much point. Razorback does go down quickly to the hammerhead, and we win the game.
You are victorious.
I probably wouldn't recommend this for ladder play, because if you run into a slingshot, you will automatically lose. Because almost the entire deck is air focused. You only have jump jet troopers that can beat a slingshot. So probably wouldn't recommend this for ladder play, but I just wanted to try out some more Razorback, really. So I think we're gonna treat it again. We're gonna use it like it's a chemical buggy. So we're gonna be going double rifle start. Our opponent goes double rifle start, and then we're gonna wait. And we're going to try and steal the missile, basically, with a Razorback, right, as the missile's about to fire. The same way you would use a Chuggy. Right, so opponent's actually gone Chem Troopers, which is very good for us, because we're about to go Razorback anyway. We're going to back up, get the Razorback, and we're going to head in and see how it goes. There is a bug we've identified, we've just checked it, and there is a bug where the Razorback doesn't shoot something if it's directly on top of it. So you are going to need to maintain a little bit of distance from your target. I don't know how long that bug will take to fix, but I'll show you here. You can see as it flies over the militants, it's no longer damaging them. So yeah, that is bugged, unfortunately. Let's get a Mohawk for this buggy. We'll Liang drone our Razorback. Doing surprisingly well, considering it's an anti-infantry unit. It actually looks like it's going to win against this buggy. Maybe not quite, but yeah, with Liang drone it was close. So it has a lot of hit points, like Mohawk. I think Liang is actually like this combo of like Razorback plus drone plus Mohawk is going to be pretty good. And you can do this thing where you rotate your Razorback through your Mohawk. This might actually be... Uh-oh, Stealth Tank. Okay, Stealth Tank is like a hard counter to this deck because it kills all of our air units in one shot. So we're going to have to just spam jump jets now. And then we'll use the Razorback to protect them. So let's get the Razorback on these lasers and see how it does. It's doing pretty well. It's doing pretty well. Seems like a pretty strong unit, I have to say. Reasonably impressed with it so far. Get the Razorback onto these chems. Let's get a Mohawk. And another jump jet for the stealth tank. Alright, so we're going to need jump jets for the stealth tanks and Mohawks for the buggies. And then we're going to want Razorback for the chem. I think I'm most scared of is another stealth tank. Yeah, there's another stealth tank. So let's back up, get the jump jets in place. Get the Razorback, and then move the Mohawk back in. Get the Razorback in there. The Razorback over here.
Unit lost.
Another Mohawk down here.
Unit lost. Unit
Oh, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. We're going to need to use drone to hold this. Doesn't last long enough. Stealth tank is very, very good against our deck. Because it one-shots all of our air units. Alright, jump jets and Mohawks. Then we need a Razorback for these lasers and these chems. Get that Razorback. Let's kill these lasers so we can protect our Mohawk to start. And go after the chems. Alright, the Razorback does go down, but we get the stealth tanks. That's probably a fine trade. Get the healing drone, get the jump jets over here, get the Razorback on the chems. It really absolutely shreds these chems, man. This is a serious anti-infantry unit right here. And it's fun to use as well, because it can do this weird rotating around thing. Alright, we do take the game. This is a pretty strong unit. Pretty strong unit. Had quite a lot of money at the end of that game as well, probably because of Liang.
Battlefield control.
Alright, this time we're playing a classic 2-2-2 style GDI deck. So this is the most common type of GDI deck you see, which is 2 barracks, 2 war factory, 2 air. We're playing the classic Rifleman plus missiles, then Pitbull Predator, then Mohawk and Razorback. My main concern for this deck is a little bit weak anti-air. We only have Pitbull and missiles. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so opponent opened rifles. Doesn't have a second rifle, so we're going to push in for the 2v1. We take the middle, which is very nice. And then we're going to wait and see what he does. If you have the control of the middle like this, you can wait and see what your opponent does. Normally, I'd say going into War Factory is better, so he's gone Drone Swarm. So this is the reason it's so good to have the control of the middle, is that your opponent is forced to tech switch first, and then you can just make the counter. So my opponent had to go into Drone Swarm, and I've countered with Pitbull. And we're going to Liang drone to take this back pad. Liang drone is the most broken because it can do this. So it's such a broken mechanic being able to do that. Alright, so we take the first missile. Opponent has lots of drone swarms and infantry, and now has Pitbull. We're going to make a tank. Not really seeing a lot of reason to make a Razorback yet. The question is how many missile troops can a Razorback beat at once? That's what we need to know. Alright, so we're going to chase down this Orca. Alright, we do get the Orca, nice. Let's get a Razorback and test it out. Problem is my opponent has 2 Pitbulls now, so it's not even going to be that good. Get some missiles. Get some Mohawks. Get a Mohawk over here, get the Razorback. We have to suicide the Razorback, unfortunately, just to buy time. But it does buy us a lot of time. Wow, it buys us a lot of time. It's a really beefy unit. Send a Pitbull up top. Send this Mohawk down bottom. Hopefully we get there in time. We do. Very nice. And alright, we win the game. barely used the Razorback there. It seems like Razorback is going to be much better against nods than
3, 2, 1. New objective available.
Alright, so we're going up against Volkos.
Online. Unit ready.
He's gone wheel opening.
Unit ready.
You got it. Awaiting order. Reporting.
We're going to start with barracks like normal. Going to move up slowly. We're going to get second missiles.
Unit ready.
So we can go 2v2.
Rifle missions. Moving. Awaiting order. Report. Moving out. Missile squad reporting. Missions. You got it.
Third wheel.
Infantry. Missions. Awaiting order. Rifleman ready. Unit ready. Let's go. Missions ready to launch. Missile squad forward. Reporting. Marching. Missions ready to launch.
There's some chems, so we'll get the Razorback.
Yes, command. Copy that. You can be leading the way. We need covering fire.
Unit lost.
Give him the bird. Right, you move out. To the day.
And we'll get Mohawk to go with the Razorback. The Razorback's doing pretty good work against the chems. Seems like it does okay damage to vehicles as well. It killed that wheel pretty quickly. Alright, another stealth tank.
Unit lost. Missile cancelled. Missile cancelled.
Let's get a pitbull, I guess. Get onto this pad. And we'll just tank these bikes until the missile fires.
Nuclear missile launched.
Oh wow, so we survived 2 bike volleys, which is nice. So our Razorback's still alive. We can go after these chems. Actually shredding them pretty hard.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Yeah, this thing's DPS is pretty good. Let's get another one to go with our Predator tank.
Air superiority.
And let's get some missiles to go after these bikes.
Affirmative. Awaiting order. Yes, Commander. Predator cannon loaded. Straight
Take out those chems. Let's try and keep the Razorback near our Predator if we can.
I'm on it. Razorback ready to strike.
Unit
Another Predator. Oh, laser drones. That's awkward. I don't really have a good answer to laser drones right now. I guess the missiles. We'll move the missiles up and we'll send the drone back. Alright, looks like we're going to take this missile.
lost.
Oh, yes, nice.
Launch. Unit lost.
Rifle, missile, pitbull, MLRS, Razorback, Hammerhead, command your choice.
Base to battlefield control.
Alright, so we're going to play an MLRS deck now. We're going to basically try and set up MLRS and then use Razorback to protect it from infantry. I think that's the game plan.
3, 2, 1. New objective.
We are playing Liang as well because we're going to be playing a setup deck. So we've got Hammerheads as well for anti-air. And we've got the MLRS and Pitbull for the early game combos. Alright, so we're going to stall the missile because we're a bit of a mid-range deck.
Marching order.
We're going to chill. We're going to make double rifle start.
Unit, you got it. Rifleman awaiting. Rifle, move out.
And then we're just going to wait. So we're probably going to go... We're going to try and go straight into the Razorback. The problem is we can't really tech switch into the Razorback right away. Because then our anti-vehicle is all in this building. So this is a slightly awkward deck. We are going to go Razorback
Line.
and start harassing these things. See how quickly it kills these rifles. Jesus, it kills them very fast. Okay, so let's get some missiles.
Unit ready.
Drone swarm, alright. Drone swarm is unfortunate, so we're gonna have to back up.
Marching orders. Copy that. Yes, Commander. Move. Infantry ready. Doctor me. Affirmative. Rifleman ready.
Alright, so he's doubling up on my
Online.
missiles. We're gonna need Pitbull here as quickly as we can. We're gonna need to use the Pitbull to kill his Pitbull
Unit lost.
before we kill his drone swarm. Alright, let's just make more Pitbulls because he's just got drone swarm and Pitbull.
Unit lost.
Need to block this. And then we'll Liang drone.
Ready. Unit lost.
Let's keep blocking. We need some more missiles here. We need something that forces our opponent to go into infantry. There's an APC. Alright, so let's try and get the MLRS set up. Hopefully the Razorback is all the anti-infantry we need. That's what we're hoping. So we should be able to just chill and like this fortress style situation. There's an Orca. That's not good for me. Let's get the Hammerhead. Move this out of the way. And there's some missiles over here, so let's send the Razorback to deal with those. It does kind of shred them. Not gonna lie. Pretty impressive, honestly. Alright, so now that we've set up the fortress,
Unit
now we just wait for this to get healed. Send the Razorback over to these missiles. Yeah, Razorback has a lot of hit points, so I think Liang is pretty good combo with it. Not sure what my opponent can do to move in here. The Hammerhead plus the Razorback kind of cuts down a lot of his aggression.
Unit lost.
And the MLRS, of course. Yeah, I did pick a map intentionally where the MLRS was going to be excellent.
Unit ready.
Because I wanted to showcase this deck. We even get air blocks with the Razorback, so that's pretty nice. Put Liang drone down. Start killing this APC. Once the actual APC dies, we should kill the missiles very quickly with the Razorback. And we can obviously move on to the pad at any time.
Unit lost.
Alright, this is going pretty well.
Unit ready. Missile cancelled.
The MLRS to kill the Pitbull.
Unit
Then we'll
lost.
kill this Pitbull.
Missile cancelled.
The APC goes down, the Razorback, new Razorback. Alright, wow. So that's pretty impressive stuff.
You are
Obviously, this
victorious.
doesn't work on every map. But yeah, on the right maps, MLRS plus Razorback seems like it's going to be a very strong combination.
Establishing battlefield
Alright guys,
control.
this time we're playing a pretty crazy one. We're playing a no infantry deck. Normally I would say never play a no infantry deck, but we're going to try it out this time.
2.
I think no infantry decks are normally horrendous because they lose to missiles, but it seems like the Razorback might be strong enough to beat missiles. So that's what we're going to try today. We're going with this deck. We're going to see if we can beat missiles. I'm sure there'll be some savage weaknesses in this deck. A lot of people are saying I can't beat Zone Trooper Cyborg, which I think is accurate. This deck definitely looks like it's going to struggle against Zone Trooper Cyborg. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it for now. So our opponent's gone double missiles, which is fine because we're planning to go straight into the Razorback. But my plan is to send the dogs in to tank at the same time as the Razorback comes in like this. Opponent's gone bikes, makes sense against my dogs. So we'll clean up the missiles with the Razorback. Bikes are going to be a bit of a problem. I think we kind of need MLRS for bikes.
Unit lost.
So we need to... Yeah, this is an issue for sure. We need to get set up, but getting set up without missile troopers is really difficult.
Unit lost.
Because pushing in is very difficult without missiles.
Major structural damage.
There's some mutants. Mutants I actually don't mind at all. I don't think mutants are going to be a problem for us. Alright, here come the mutants. Let's see how quickly the Razorback kills them. Pretty quickly, but not quickly enough to save the... Oh, is it quick enough to save the MLRS? Just about. Get another MLRS. So many bikes. Bike spam is looking like a pretty big problem for me.
Unit lost.
Maybe we need a unit that's more powerful against bikes. Because the MLRS is a little slow, honestly. And I don't think Pitbull's going to cut it either, because Pitbull loses to bikes these days. But yeah, this is looking like this is looking a little awkward. Bikes are just so good, man. It's so hard. It's so hard to win any games against bikes. Bikes are just such a problem for so many decks.
Unit ready.
Bikes are just way too efficient versus everything, I think.
Ready.
Once we get set up, we might be okay. Because it's quite difficult for him to push in once we get everything going.
Unit lost.
Alright, we do shred those mutants.
People ready. Unit rocket, clear sky. Yes, Commander.
Unit ready.
Let's give him the bird. Let's give him the bird. Let the rock blast that sucker.
Sneak onto this pad over here if we can. Not quite.
Unit
MLRS should keep us alive though.
Unit
Can
ready.
you raise it back? Okay. Not going too horribly.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Let's give him the bird.
Seems like this combo of MLRS, Hammerhead, and Razorback is pretty strong.
Force locked in.
It seems like the Razorback is enough to deal with missiles and lasers.
Unit
Alright, so
lost.
2v1 it kind of struggled.
Unit ready. Unit lost.
Get some dogs to block.
Unit ready.
Yeah, it's not so bad with Liang drone. We do lose it again. But it is pretty quick, so not that big a cost. Alright, interesting. Bikes were definitely an issue there.
Mission accomplished.
Alright, so we're going to try a Razorback tech deck now. This one's kind of nonsense. So we're doing like Rifle Missile, obviously, but then we're doing Razorback Orca as our air units to hold off the enemy. And then we've got Disruptor Sandstorm combo at the end. I have no idea how this is going to work out. But our opponent has started charging the missile immediately with dogs, so we're going to go and try and stall.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
We're going to make missiles to block.
Squad here, sir. Infantry missions ready to unit moving out. Right. Awaiting order. Report marching order. Missions ready to move. Infant, you got it. Awaiting, you got it. Rifleman ready.
Unit ready.
Alright, so our opponent has snipers. So we're going to want a Razorback for that.
Nuclear warhead launched. Unit major structural damage received.
Go after these snipers. Alright, so it can absolutely shred snipers even with Pitbull protection. Which is nice.
Unit
Get an
ready.
Orca for these Pitbulls.
Awaiting moving.
Ready for action.
Missile squad reporting.
Orca ready.
Get off these pads as well. Oh, he's on pad now as well, so we'll charge.
Awaiting
There's a Hammerhead. Let's, we can get our Sandstorm now, so we're definitely looking to do that as quickly as possible.
Unit ready.
Get the Sandstorm out. Try and suicide one of these units.
ready. I'm on it. Report sense. Reflex hit and run. Lock and load. Orca
Unit lost.
Sandstorm awaiting order.
Right, so we're gonna park the Sandstorm on the middle,
Let's get them.
and then we need to get a Razorback for the snipers.
Unit lost.
Throwing some Orca going down.
Unit lost.
And we'll Leandro in the Sandstorm.
Unit
Yeah, I didn't mean to build Orca there. Let's get the Harvester onto the pad to stall.
Unit ready.
The Orca over here.
Let's get them. Harvester here. I'm on it. Let's get them. We've got this.
Alright, looks like we might take this missile. No, not yet.
Lost.
Let's get another Razorback for snipers.
We're under fire.
Nuclear weapon.
Alright, we do take the missile. Very nice.
Unit lost.
Oh, I don't think we need this Disruptor when we have the Razorback. Let's just start making Sandstorms now.
Unit
Get some rifles
Sandstorm in motion.
to save this Sandstorm.
Rocket pods aligned. Rocket, we will vaporize them. Sands, they'll have the advantage. They'll have the advantage. This is gonna be bad.
Unit lost.
We will
Let's get the Disruptor out.
We've got this. Sandstorm mobile.
Rifle moving out.
Reporting. Rocket pods aligned.
Reporting. Son.
Sandstorm, we will
Unit
vaporize
lost.
them.
Unit ready.
Face.
So Sandstorm not doing a great job against Pitbulls at equal levels, to be honest. Or Predator Tanks, sorry.
Lost.
Going down.
Pretty underwhelming, really.
Disruptor is ready. Missile squad standing by. Yeah.
Send the Disruptor towards his base. Okay, we're going to need to put drone here. Get another Disruptor for the middle. Alright, we do take the game. Disruptor wasn't great there. Didn't need Disruptor when we had the Razorback. I think something else would have been better.
Enemy base destroyed.
Alright guys, so there's some games with the Razorback. I hope you all enjoyed those. In terms of the decks we looked at today, I think the Razorback Mohawk deck and probably Razorback with MLRS or Razorback with Jump Jets would be the best way to use the Razorback. Obviously I'll have more videos coming out in the near future with Razorback, but here's the first look at Razorback. So I think it's pretty strong, but difficult to make a deck where you can afford to tech switch into a 60 cost air unit to fight infantry. So yeah, I don't know what the optimal deck for Razorback is yet, but we'll have to explore it more. Alright guys, see you next time.